Okay, so everyone's talking about AI now, right? It's writing movie scripts, composing symphonies, even predicting the future, or so they say.
Yeah, it's a lot. People throwing around all these buzzwords.
But today, we're cutting through the hype to do a deep dive into how generative AI actually works, especially with Databricks.
Right, exactly.
Think of this as your cheat sheet for mastering generative AI with Databricks.
We're going to extract those key aha
So
moments.
you can dazzle your coworkers with all this new AI knowledge.
And it's more than just, knowing the buzzwords. It's really about understanding how it all works. This technology, what it can do, how you can use it.
Right, like, yeah, it's cool AI can generate a picture of a cat, but how's it doing it? What can we learn from that? That's what we're looking at today.
Exactly. And that's what's so great about this book. Right off the bat, chapter 1, they define generative AI not just by what it creates, but what makes it different.
So instead of just seeing patterns in data like regular AI figuring out, okay, this is a cat photo, generative AI takes it further.
Way further. It's more like imagine feeding it every cat photo ever, not to identify them, but to understand like the core essence of cat.
Okay, interesting.
Then it uses that to create a picture unlike any other, but it's still definitely a cat. That's generative AI.
Wow. So much cooler than just saying, oh, it makes new stuff. So where does Databricks fit in? We keep hearing it's the platform for this. What makes it special?
That's chapter 2, laying it all out. How Databricks is almost like the missing link between generative AI's potential and actually using it for real projects, especially at scale.
Okay, less magic, more here are the tools, but how?
It's like you're not using just one tool to create, right? You've got your data, the algorithms, a whole team working. Databricks is like the conductor for an orchestra, making sure everyone's in sync.
Ooh, I like that analogy. Because you've got these crazy, talented musicians like your data scientists, engineers, but they need that conductor to pull it together. So Databricks is providing the sheet music, the stage, the whole setup.
That's it. The environment, the tools, even the way to collaborate, to go from idea to finished AI project.
That's amazing. So you're not limited to one type of model or data set. It's flexible.
Totally. And speaking of data sets, there's a reason. Chapters 3 and 6 really hit on data prep. It's like you can have the best oven in the world, but if your ingredients are lousy.
You're not making a grape cake.
Exactly. That's where Delta Light comes in. It's part of Databricks, like having a chef who preps everything perfectly.
Delta Lake, huh? Sounds pretty high tech. So it's more than just a database for our AI ingredients.
Think of it this way. It's like the difference between keeping your ingredients in a random cupboard versus this perfectly organized, temperature-controlled kitchen. Delta Lake makes sure that your data is good, it's all consistent, and ready for those AI models to use.
Because you know what they say, garbage in, garbage out.
Mm-hmm.
Bad data means the AI is going to be making weird stuff.
Exactly. And that's not all, right? Remember we talked about those different AI models, the cake recipes, if you will. Chapter 6 and 7, they get into choosing the right one for the job. We're mainly talking about GANs and VAEs.
Right, GANs, VAEs. Yeah, those were always these buzzwords I kind of skimmed over. Could you break those down a little bit more for me?
Yeah, absolutely. So imagine you're trying to copy like a famous painting.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
A GN, which stands for Generative Adversarial Network. That's like having two really good painters. One is trying to make this perfect fake. The other one's the art critic, trying to tell if it's real or not.
So it's like an art duel. That's kind of cool.
Right. And by going back and forth, that forger AI gets so good, it can create these crazy realistic images, videos, even music. It's like it's learning by trying to trick itself.
And then the VAE, the variational autoencoder, that's like our ice sculpture maker.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of going head to head, picture a sculptor, right? They're studying a shape, breaking it down to its core parts, then using that to rebuild it with clay. VAEs, they're awesome at capturing what makes data tick, then generating new stuff that's similar but not exactly the same as the original.
Okay, so if GANs are like straight up copying, VAEs are more about getting the concept and then riffing on it.
You got it. And which one you'd use, it all depends on what you're going for. If you need those super realistic images, GANs are probably it. Want to make synthetic data to train another AI? Maybe VAEs are the way to go.
This is making so much more sense. Okay, so we've got our ingredients prepped with Delta Lake, picked our recipe, our GAN or VAE, and our AI is baking away in Databricks. How do we know if it's even doing a good job? Like, is it just making pretty pictures, or is there a way to measure how well it's doing?
That's where it gets interesting because it's not as easy as just looking at the output and being like, yep, that's a nice picture.
So no taste test for AI-generated cakes.
Not exactly. Chapter 8 of Mastering Generative AI with Databricks, it talks about how we measure success. And we have to do it in a way that makes sense for whatever the AI is making. So for images, there's inception score and FID, that's fresh inception distance.
Those sound pretty intense. Can you break those down a little?
Okay, think of judging an art competition. You wouldn't just look at if the painting is technically good, right? You'd think about how original it is, if it makes you feel something.
Right, the overall impact.
Yeah. So inception score and FID, they try to measure that kind of stuff in AI images. They look at how varied the images are, how realistic, how well they capture what they were trained on, like judging the AI's skill and its creativity.
Okay, that makes sense. What about when it's making something like text? How do you measure that?
Good question. So for text, a lot of times we use something called the BLEU score. That's Bilingual Evaluation Understudy, if you want the full name. Basically, it checks how close the generated text is to a reference text, like how similar are the words and the sentences.
So if we tell the AI to write like Shakespeare, we'd compare its sonnet to, well, an actual Shakespeare sonnet.
Exactly. It's a way to see if the AI is getting not just the words themselves, but the style, the meaning behind them. Kind of like comparing a translation to the original. You want it to be accurate and flow well.
Wow, this is fascinating stuff. It's like we're looking under the hood of how creativity works, even if that hood is full of algorithms.
That's a great way to put it.
It's like we're not just grading the AI. We're figuring out like a whole new way to judge art in this age of AI-made stuff.
Totally. And that actually takes us to a cool point in the later chapters 11 and 12 where they talk about AI augmented creativity.
Oh, so not just AI making art on its own, but actually working with artists. Like I'm picturing, I don't know, an artist with an AI paintbrush or a musician jamming with like an algorithm bandmate.
You're getting it. Think about a world where AI isn't replacing us creatively, but making us better.
Okay, I like that better.
Yeah, like an architect using it to test out thousands of designs, or a filmmaker creating these crazy special effects that wouldn't be possible otherwise.
So it's not humans versus machines. It's more like, how can we work together? AI could be that push to get us past creative blocks or help us imagine things in totally new ways.
Exactly, using these powerful tools to add to our own skills, not take over.
That is exciting. It's like writers use thesauruses to find the perfect word, right? AI could be like that, but on a way bigger scale.
Exactly. And we're already seeing it. AI tools that help musicians write orchestral scores or writers plan out their stories.
This has been awesome. I came in kind of overwhelmed by generative AI, but now I'm actually seeing what it can do, especially with something like Databricks making it less intimidating.
That's what we want. It's such a fast-moving field. There's so much to discover, and the best way to get it is to jump in and try it yourself.
So for everyone listening, if you're curious, what should you do next?
Well, this book, Mastering Generative AI with Databricks, it's a great start, but don't stop there. Databricks has a free trial, so you can play with these tools yourself, see how cool it is firsthand.
Like we always say, learning by doing is the best way. And who knows, maybe you'll be the one teaching us about the next big AI thing. Until then, happy creating, everyone.